Our next game up is the Broncos and Jets. That sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Baby.
Have you noticed that, guys? I just learned how to work Google Slides in the middle of the show.
We're
Nice.
rolling. We are
Busting
rolling.
Games
right.
suck. These games are terrible.
Hey,
Yes,
don't
they-
expect it. He looked decent last week. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
With this
Yeah,
defense.
now he gets the Jets.
I know that's the problem. It's the rushing upside for Bo Nix. Like he brings a little bit more of that. Rodgers looked awesome last week, so we've been lower on Rodgers. I'm kind of coming around on Rodgers. He looks fantastic. It's just
Bo Nix finally has the game and he gets the second worst matchup for fantasy quarterback.
He's gonna
Good
be
luck.
above the bottom of
I'm
the
starting
barrel.
the Jets DST fucking everywhere. That's all
Yes.
all you need to know.
Yes.
Yes. He's because
Number
he'll
one.
fall into that Watson range. Like he's quarterback 25, Bo Nix, just because he gives you a little bit of rushing and he's mobile. That's fine. But yeah, it's a bad matchup, so I'm not playing him anywhere except Superflex leagues. I need somebody.
Do you have either of these guys in the top 20? I have Rodgers at 23 and Nick's at 28.
I say Rodgers is borderline top 20. He's like right there. He's pushing in that Cousins tier, and those guys, they're all the same kind of spot for me. Like if I had to, I would prefer him, but yeah, it's not the best.
I have Rodgers at 16 right now. I know that Surtain is likely going to take away Garrett Wilson. It's not a Garrett Wilson week. We'll talk about that in a minute. But he's shown the ability to target Tyler Conklin. We know Aaron Rodgers loves his tight ends. We know he loves Alan Lazard. Xavier Gibson got involved last week a little bit. I mean, Rodgers was feeling it. And we know Breece Hall is always available in the passing game. So I think Rodgers makes it work enough to be a viable mid-range QB2. Bo Nix, I don't want to do it. Bo Nix has 2 touchdowns this year, both on the ground. He has not thrown a touchdown in 3 games. He's thrown 4 interceptions instead. I know he got the volume. He continues to get the passing volume, but he can only convert that into, at best, last week we said, oh, he looks good. He did. QB 13. So he's just not doing it for you for fantasy. He is my QB bad this week. They're 29. QB 29.
Ooh, QB 16 for Rodgers. Be honest, you converted your house into an ayahuasca den.
No, but I should. If I hit, maybe I will. Got to bet on Rodgers this week.
All right, running backs. Breece Hall, 15th best matchup. Javonte Williams, I guess we'll call it, as the 24th best matchup. Breece, I have at 3. Denver, we're going to keep scrolling. It's way down. 34 for Javonte Williams. I currently have him ranked lower than Austin Eckler, who is listed as out. That should tell you how I feel about this. I'm probably going to have to change that, but it's still close. So
it's been a disaster for Javonte Williams. Like, I'd rather just play Jaleel at this point because, like, he's going to get some passing down work. And I know, like, he had a kind of fluky touchdown last week, but at least he looks good. You could Javonte looks fucking terrible. He just looks like he's doing nothing offensively. So wouldn't surprise me if we see Estime come on sooner rather than later.
Tyler
but
Beatty.
Yeah, like you probably Breece Hall. Breece Hall is eternal. He's a top 5 running back. It is what it is. You fire him up.
Tyler Beatty season.
The only thing, I'm glad you said Beatty, because the only thing worth talking about in the Broncos running back room, I was listening to Adam Levitan today, and he had like a 2-minute debate with his guys about the correct pronunciation of Beatty.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they heard an announcer say bidet. They were calling him bidet. And he said, even if it's not bidet, I love it. So I'm just going to roll with it. So that's I don't think I'm going to start a bidet, but these guys are all in the toilet for me. Like, forget it. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have to play one, I'll play Jaleel, but I don't want to play.
He's going to start a bidet, but he won't let me start fucking Michael Pittman. What's the difference? Rather have Ayuk and Kyler or Richardson and Jefferson?
Ooh.
Richardson and Jefferson.
I would still take Richardson or Jefferson, yes, because I believe
Jefferson.
Yeah,
but I agree.
Possibly the most interesting part here. So wide receivers, it's the worst matchup for the Jets, 21st best matchup for the Broncos. This is where it gets interesting for me because I have a lot of Garrett Wilson. It seems like in the most important leagues, I have him ranked as a top 12 receiver. I've been trying to get him out of my lineup wherever possible. I have one in Frankenstein where my 4 receivers are Shaheed, Wilson, Ayuk, and someone who I'm obviously starting, but I forget who. And I'm trying to find a way to bench Wilson because I think he gets Surtain. And we've seen 3 weeks in, it's been DK. It's been who else was it? Anyways, you don't want to go up against fucking Patrick Surtain. So I think it's all wheels up for Alan Lazard week. Fucking Garrett Wilson, man, he's dead to me this week. What do you guys think?
Yeah, like Lazard's been the touchdown king, and I don't see how that's going to really change because the weird thing about Rodgers, he always supports a third option in his passing attack offenses. If that's the running back, outside of the running back and his wide receiver one, there's always Conklin. A third guy. Yeah, exactly. Like it could be Conklin. It was freaking I can't remember his name. The guy who got like 12 touchdowns and 5 catches a couple years ago. But yeah, there's always that third guy. So it might be Lazard, it might be Conklin.
Tanya.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tanya. It might be one of those guys. It's hard to predict with those two, and that's why you see the projections kind of iffy. But yeah, like I'm fine throwing a dart on Lazard in this matchup because Wilson is going to have a difficult day. Wilson's out. He's the wide receiver 16, which is probably the lowest I'm going to rank Wilson all season.
It still seems too like it seems in one hand it's like how can I have him so low? But it still seems too high in this matchup. I don't know what to do with it. Like legit, he's my wide receiver 1 in most of my teams, and I'm sitting there going, I gotta bench him for fucking Shaheed this week, don't I? Like I can't play him.
Yeah, you just get down in that range. It's like who. Like, are you going to play Pickens over him? Are you going to play DJ Moore over him? Like, you get to the point.
DJ
like,
Moore.
Man, it's
dude, I'm considering
Where do you have him, Jeremy? Don't do Pittman. Don't do Pittman.
No, I wouldn't.
Hey, that's enough.
He's my wide receiver 15. It feels too low. I can't bring myself to put him over or behind Drake London at the moment. But there's guys like DJ Moore, who's a wide receiver 19, or even J-Mo, who's wide receiver 20, who I'd kind of preferred the upside shot on this week. Surprise. Denver is the stingiest defense against opposing wide receivers in fantasy. We all know the reason why. It's like you guys are all saying it's everybody else this week, and I'm betting big on Tyler Conklin and Breece Hall.
I know. Let's get to the tight ends because that's, I think, the best play for the outside of Breece Hall. 11th best matchup for Conklin. I think you got to start him. I don't know where I have him ranked, but he is he's 9 for me right now, and I feel like that might be too low.
I mean, like
it's
tight end's a wasteland, dude. I'll take a tight end and connect to Aaron Rodgers. At least you know he can get touchdowns. Like he'll be running the red zone routes. Like he'll be involved. So yeah, am I gonna play Freiermuth over him? No, I don't want to do that. Like just give me Conklin. It's fine. I think Conklin is the best of the mediocre, awful tight ends in that range. Give me the guy that's connected to Aaron Rodgers. As long as you're running routes on the field, I'll take that shot. Like you know he's a good quarterback. It's just it's rough, man. It's rough.
Conklin's my tight end 11 this week, and I can count 1, 2, 3 guys who may not play ahead of him. So, Conklin or Ertz is a good question this week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Right now I have Ertz ahead, but I might move Conklin up even more.
Yeah, Conklin or Ertz? What is it? Fucking 2019?
Yes, sir.
Holy
Let's ride, baby.
What are we even doing?